Okay, so I'm going to show you how you would answer a dot plot question. This is usually how they are worded. So it says the dot plot showed the number of miles Ian skated on several days in 2 different months. So remember that each dot has its own value. So like this dot has a value of 2, 5, let's see, that'd be 6, 7. We got 4 8s here and so on. So this is his July and this is his August. It says which statement is supported by the information in the dot plots. Okay, so when you see something like this, which statement is or which statement best or something like that, when you're dealing with statements in math, you remember, I think I've told you this in class, you have to think of each answer choice as a individual question that you're trying to prove true or false. So one of these answers is true, and then the 3 are false. So you kind of have to solve each question. So let's read the first one. It says the least number of miles Ian skated on a day in July, okay, is greater than the least number of miles that Ian skated in August. So really when it's talking about the least number of miles, it's talking about that min value, that minimum value, the lowest value on the dot plot. Okay, yes, 0 is on the dot plot, but you're talking about what's the lowest data reported. So for July, the least number of miles that he did was 1 mile. Then for August, the least number of miles he did was 5. So least number of miles is 5. So if you go back to the statement, it says that the least number of miles for July, which is 1, is greater than the least number of miles for August, which is 5. So is 1 greater than 5? No. So that would not be a true statement. Okay, so we would get rid of A. Then B, it says the median number of miles Ian skated each day in July is greater than the median of number of miles he skated in August. So because it's comparing the medians, you actually have to go find and calculate the median. So remember, you take all the values and you line them up least to greatest. You learned this last week. And then you go till you find the middle number. So here, it would be between 8 and 10 if you were to cross them off and find the center. Then August, let me go back. July, because it's between 8 and 10, that makes the median 9 because 9 is in the middle of 8 and 10. And then here, I believe you land on 10 and 10, so that would just make August's median 10. So if July is 9 and August is 10 for their medians, it said that July should have a greater median. So is 9 greater than 10? No, so B is not the right answer. So then we go to C. And you can obviously see how I am working out each answer choice like it is its own question. That's honestly what you have to do. These questions take a while. It says the mode of the number of miles Ian skated each day in July is less than the mode of the number of miles Ian skated each day in August. Okay, remember, mode. Mode is the most often number. So what is the most often number in July? Well, it would be this one, which would be, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the mode for July is 8. The mode for August is 12 because it has 3 dots here. Okay, so go back to the statement after you find the mode for both and we're comparing them. It says that July's mode is less than the mode of August. So is 8 less than 12? Yes. So C could be the right answer. But always check your last one just in case you made an error. Okay? Because I'll be honest, when I was doing this before I started recording, for some reason Miss Morrow kept thinking this was number 2. I kept counting 1, 2. So just always make sure, because that could actually make a big difference if you don't count correctly or something like that. They do that on purpose. They don't do the whole number line. So if for some reason you got off on your counting, you might think this is a different number. Okay, so then lastly, D, it says the range of the number of miles Ian skated for July is less than the range of the number of miles he skated for August. So Now it's comparing the range. So remember, range is you subtract the greatest value from the smallest value that's recorded. Don't go all the way to 0, okay? If 1 is the first recorded data, I need to do 15 minus 1 for July. And then I need to do, here's 13. So it's 10, 11, 12, 13 minus 5 for August, and I get 8. So go back to the statement. It says that the range for July is less than the range for August. So that should say 14. So is 14 less than 8? Sorry, it says 13. No, 14 would not be less than 8, so D is not the answer. So that would give us an answer of C. And this is honestly how you have to solve it. You do have to go through and solve each question. It's not like you can just read the question, like the answer choices, and just by reading it know which is the right answer. You still have to go calculate, even though you don't see a lot of numbers in the answer choices sometimes. And I know when I was a student, when you don't see numbers, you think there's no calculating. But there definitely is. You've got to go find a lot of numbers and compare them with each statement. So, all right, well, that's it. If you have any questions, please message me on Canvas or Remind or email. Any of those, especially on Remind or Canvas at any time. If you have questions, please message me. All right, miss y'all.